Page 188. It is Wednesday, May 27th, 2020, and the first word is the word press, old spelling word, which means to push, all right, or to lean on, to pin, like with a push pin when you press something in and it holds up. Another way to use the word press, and I expect these sentences, is to iron or to steam, right? To iron out those wrinkles, to press your clothes. And then there's also the press, the newspaper, the media, the journalist, the printing press. Benjamin Franklin was big with the printing press, okay? But let's move on from there. So you have three different ways to use the word press. Let's go. Press. Okay, so also when someone presses your buttons, that means they're getting on your nerves. Double consonant. Excellent. Rule 7. Whoops. V. Okay, we can use it more than one way. Exactly, it's a homograph. Okay, now when you press on something, you put pressure on it. Pressure, okay, like a force. When you squeeze, like you have an injury, right? You squeeze the blood, you apply direct pressure. Okay, sometimes when someone tries to demand something, come on, can you do it? You got to do it. Come on, you got to make sure that you do it. The homework's due right now, right? They're putting pressure. You think that they're putting pressure on you. Okay, when someone tries to influence you, come on, why don't you try to play this instrument? You never know. Okay, there could be negative pressure and positive pressure. When someone puts pressure on you to do something wrong, you obviously would reject that pressure. Let's go. So let's go. Pressure. So let's go. First syllable, press. Second syllable, sewer. Great way to think about pressure is when you go up in an airplane or you go down in the water and your ears start to feel that pain, that annoyance. There you go. That's pressure. How do we mark this up? Underline the U and the silent E twice. Draw an arrow back. What do we do with these two words? Great. And again, 3 sentences with the word press. Okay. The next word is the word instant. What's the word? All right. By the way, one other way to think of the word pressure, I just thought about this 2 ways, actually. When you shake up a soda bottle and you open up the bottle cap, all that pressure builds up and it's got to explode. And there's a lot of pressure to open up New York City at this particular point. People are frustrated. Okay, the next word, number 3, is the word instant. What's the word? Exactly, instant. Okay, which is it's quick. It's a slice of time. It's a moment. Get over here this instant. In other words, immediately. Right now, real quickly. Instant. Okay, swiftly or rapidly, quickly, right away, right immediately. So for example, even foods, you have instant rice, instant soup, instant food, like drinks like coffee. Instant. Let's go. Instant. Instant. So let's go. First syllable, in. Second syllable, stant. Instant. Okay? The next word is the word, change the T to a C and add a silent E, is the word instance. Okay? So for example, mom will say, get over here this instance. Get over here right away. Instance. Okay? But there's another way that you could use it. We've said this in our speech. Think about it. For instance, in other words, in this situation or in this case, all right? Instance. But there's also one other point that you can make with instance. For example, you can say, for instance, the point I'm trying to make is, sorry about that, someone was calling. It's like for saying in this particular, this is the point. In this case, the silent E makes the A say A. So in this instance, in this case, all right? So again, let's go. Instance. 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 Let's go. First syllable, in. Second syllable, stance. Okay. How do we mark this up? Underline the C and the silent E twice. Job number 3, but. Excellent. Rule 2. What do we do with these 2 words? All right. In an instant, you could recognize that. Okay. The next word is the word evident. What's the word? Excellent. And something that's evident is obvious. It's apparent, it's very noticeable, it's conspicuous, it's visible, it's clear. For example, it is evident to me that there are certain students who have great artistic abilities. when they create their illustrations or their paintings, whatever it might be. It is evident to me that the more you say it as you write it, the better you do. Evident. Let's go. Evident. Evident. Let's go. Evident. Evident. The founding fathers in the Declaration of Independence said it's self-evident, it's obvious, okay? Now, it does sound more like another familiar word, exactly. So we change the T to a C and add a silent E. It is the word evidence, okay? Proof, or how you prove something, the facts, to reveal. The evidence shows that coronavirus is starting to have less of an influence on an effect on people, all right? To show or to display, to exhibit, all right? Confirm, all right? Evidence. Let's go. Evidence. Evidence. So let's go. Evidence. Evidence. How do we mark this up? Underline the C and the silent E twice. Job number 3, but rule 2, soft C. What do we do with these two words? Excellent. It's evident what we have to do. Let's go. Evidence. Evidence. Evident, evident, instance, instance, instant, instant, pressure, pressure, press. So continuing with this pattern, the next word is the word distant. What's the word? Exactly, distant, far away, remote, and that's one way to use it, okay? Like you have to, distant, sorry, I just dropped something, okay. To be distant from other people, in this case, you have, right? We know what's going on with masks and so on and so forth. So you have to keep that distance between yourselves, okay? So again, it is important to be distant from one another. Sorry, it was another interruption. To be distant from one another in this particular case is important. Okay, so there's space between you. But one other way to use the word distant is the emotional sense. When you're cold or unfriendly, when you're not really sociable, when you're not in the mood, when you're not talkative. Distant. See, there we go again. Distant. Distant. Let's go. First syllable. Dis. Second syllable. Tant. Distant. Just ignore that. We can use it more than one way. It is a homograph. Okay? Now, change the T to a C and add a silent E. That's the word distance, right? To have space or length or separation, how far away you are, right? Like in social distance. And to withdraw or to separate or to isolate yourself or remove yourself from the situation. You know what? I have to have some distance in this situation. Whoops, I got a little smudged. Sorry about that. Okay, distance. Let's go. Distance. Distance. Let's go. Distance. Distance. All right, so how do we mark this up? Underline the C and the silent E twice. Job number 3, but rule 2. Okay, what do we do with these two words? Great. Okay, so again, the space and social, right? Space in between things, okay? Now, the next word is the word expert. What's the word? Expert, exactly. Okay, which is a master or a specialist, someone who's very talented or professional, like a virtuoso in music. He's quite an expert on the violin. Someone who's well-schooled, skillful or accomplished. Sometimes we'll even say an expert's like a genius or a quote-unquote wizard. Knowledgeable, they have all this prowess. Expert can also be someone who's experienced. Like, for example, some people might be experts at ancient cultures because they visited and studied. Expert. So let's go. Expert. Expert. First syllable, X. Second syllable, pert. Expert. How do we mark this up? Underline the Excellent. And the word expert comes from Latin expertiri, which means to try, which does definitely make sense. This is how you get experience in things, okay? So the next word is the word observe. What's the word? Excellent. Observe, which is to notice or to see or to watch, to study or examine, to inspect, to attend to, right? To spot, to notice, or to detect or discover. Observe, okay? Observe. So let's go. Observe. Observe. V, no, V silent E, and yes, it is number 11. You'll see why. Observe. Observe. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 things to mark up. Good. Second sound, underline the the V, and the silent E twice. Job number 2. Okay, now when you observe things, you make an excellent observation. Let's go. Observation. Observation. So let's go. Observation. All right, so we have a bunch of things to mark up. 3 things. Let's go. 4 things. Let's go. Second sound, underline the the A, and the sh. Good. The A can say A. I'm running out of space. Is rule 4. But notice that we dropped the silent E. That's also rule 13. Okay? What do we do with these 2 words? Brace. Now, when you observe something and it's evident to you, you say it is obvious. Okay? Obvious. Okay? Something that is evident, that's noticeable, that's clear, that's plain to see. It's crystal clear. All right? It's very apparent. Obvious. Let's go. Obvious. We use ow, o, u, literally full of observe. Okay? Obvious. Obvious. Okay, so how do we mark this up? Underline the 4th sound. What do we do with obvious and observe? Half brace. Okay, so let's go. Observation. Observation. Observe. Observe. Obvious. Obvious. Expert. Expert. Distance. Distance. Distant. Distant. And it's, whoops. And it's a homograph. So let me do this one more time. All right, expert, expert, distance, distance, distant, distant. I think it got cut off. Okay.